Hi everybody, welcome to the 3 keys to explosive business growth. We'll get started with the presentation here in just a couple minutes. We still got a lot of people joining in here, so we'll let everybody get settled in and then we'll get going. So you got a few minutes. Now's a great time if you want to go run to the restroom, get a drink of water, take care of that last minute email. This is a good time to do it, and I'll be back with you here in just another minute or two. All right, hi everybody. Welcome again to the 3 keys to explosive business growth. I'm going to give it just one more minute as we've still got a number of people jumping in here. So give me just one more minute. I'll be back with you and we'll get going. Thanks. Okay, let's go ahead and get going, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today. Our presentation is the 3 keys to explosive business growth. I do appreciate you taking the time to join me, and I am sure that you're going to get some good, valuable content out of here today. I just wanted to cover a couple logistics here. First thing, one, I am recording this. So I will get the recording out to you afterwards, so you'll have an opportunity to review the material. Also, just want to let you know that below this presentation, you will see a Q&A box there. You can type in your questions, and those will be sent to me. At the end of the presentation, I am going to handle a few questions, and anything that I don't get to or I don't know the answer to, be sure that I will reach out to you, or somebody from my team will reach out to you shortly after this presentation to make sure that we get your questions answered. And then last but not least, if you want to see the presentation in a full screen mode, the service that we're using here does have that capability. If you just kind of hover over the presentation that you're seeing right now, the slide that you see, on the lower right hand side, you will see a little box. If you click on that, it will expand it to full screen mode, and then you can just hit escape at any time to exit out of full screen mode. So, on that note, we'll go ahead and get going here with the 3 keys to explosive business growth. Now, the fact is, I think we all know this, the economy is still weak. You hear mixed reports all the time about what exactly is happening, but I know that, for the most part, the majority of businesses that we talk to say that they are still struggling even years after the recession began, and it just has not been the easiest business environment for quite some time. Right now, U.S. Census reports that 85% of businesses will fail in their first year, so it's a really tough environment for businesses that are just getting started, and certainly, again, we hear that sentiment echoed in all of the small businesses that we work with and hear from. And, we know what you're going through. We're a small business ourselves. Costs have gone up. Margins are tighter. You care about your business and your customers, as we all do. And we are all looking for answers to ignite growth so that we can enjoy the rewards of working hard in our own businesses, and make sure that we have a more stable and secure future for our business and for our personal incomes. And the reality is that growth is what it's all about. Growth creates opportunity, growth creates jobs, and it creates increased income for all of us. So growth is what we're after. Let's talk about how we can go get it. Now, the good news is that growing a business involves just 3 key strategies. And, I like that it's just 3 key strategies because for me, anything that we can do to simplify what we need to do to grow our business is a good thing, right? We've all got so much going on, so many things that we're juggling. The ability to put it into just 3 key strategies helps me and helps my clients realize where they need to focus their energies to grow their business. So let's go ahead and jump into what those 3 keys to explosive business growth are. So number 1 is to get more people to see your business. Get more visibility for your business, or to sum it up, get more customers, right? So strategy number 1 is to get more customers. Strategy number 2 is to upsell and cross-sell your current customers. Okay, get your current customers to spend more. So strategy number 1, get more customers. Strategy number 2, to get those customers that you have to spend more. And strategy number 3 is to follow up with those customers to get them to buy more often. Okay, that's pretty darn simple, right? 3 key strategies to focus on at your business. We don't have to make this any harder than it is. Okay, get more customers, get them to spend more by doing more effective upselling and cross-selling and reselling. And then third, get your customers to come back and buy more often. If you just focus on those 3 things at your business and don't try to make growth any more complex than that, then I promise you that you will see more growth in the next year. Now, let's take a look at some of the tactics that drive each of these strategies, and we'll start with strategy number 1, get more people to see your business and get more customers. The key to this is reaching out to a larger audience every day and making sure that your business can be found when people are looking, right? So how do we do that? Well, in today's day and age, there are lots and lots of ways to do that, right? There's all these various types of media and advertising and marketing, but for most small businesses and most local businesses, there are 3 key things that we focus on: SEO, social media, and pay-per-click. Okay, so let's start with search engine optimization. I'm sure that just about everybody on the call has heard of search engine optimization at one time or another. Maybe you've even invested in it. Some of you have had some good results. Some of you have had some not so good results. SEO tends to be kind of a controversial topic to some extent because I think a lot of people have tried SEO and not gotten the results that they wanted, and some people even feel like they've been ripped off by somebody that was peddling SEO services at one point or another. But regardless of how you feel about it, there's no question that SEO is incredibly important for any business that's looking to be successful today. It's amazing. There's over 1 billion searches on the web daily, right? Search engines that didn't even exist just around a dozen years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was. But every day now, Google answers more than 1 billion questions from people around the globe in 181 countries and 146 languages. Now, that's just Google, right? That's not counting MSN, and their search engine, Bing, or Yahoo, or all the other search engines that exist around the globe. So it's amazing how search has become a part of our daily life. It's how people are finding information. Now, how important is it that you rank well in those search engines? This is pretty amazing. According to the information from the ZuTech network, you can see here that based on a sample of over 8 million impressions, you can see here what this graph shows you is that along the bottom there, going from 1 to 20 to the right, that's showing you the search result position in Google search engine. So number 1 would be the top search result when you do a search. Number 2 would be the second, and so on. On the left-hand side, going up and down there, you can see the percentage of Google traffic that each of those search results gets. So amazingly, you can see that position number 1 gets 35% of all of the search engine traffic that comes through Google for that search. That means 35% of people that search for a given term inside of Google will click on the first result. That dives off very, very quickly. As you can see, the second search result gets less than half of that, and then it just trails off very quickly from there. And the point being, you can see right around result 9 or 10, that's where you get off of the first page, and you're now on the second page of search results, and you can see that the traffic is almost non-existent. So if you're not on the first page of Google, then you are definitely losing out on just about all of the search traffic that's taking place every day. 1 billion searches taking place every day, and your business is not getting any of it. All right, so how do we fix that? Well, there's some basics, there's some fundamentals of SEO that everybody should understand. One, you just got to know who your target audience is. Okay, you are not going to build a website that is attractive to everybody. So you need to know who your target audience is, and you need to use the correct language or correct keywords to make sure that you are targeting that audience appropriately. Different people are looking for different things. They use different language to search. You want to find out what that language is of your ideal customer and make sure that you are using those keywords in the content of your site. And that brings us to the third point, to create compelling content. A search engine searches content, various forms of content, right? Written content, video content, pictures. That's all content. You need to create the most compelling content that you can and get it out there on the web so that the search engines, particularly Google, have something defined, and make sure that it's loaded up with the right keywords so that Google knows when to deliver your content to the appropriate searchers. Okay, this really is the fundamentals of SEO. We try and make it much more complicated than this, and certainly there is more to it than this, but these really are the fundamentals that you need to concentrate on. Now, excuse me, one of the things that I absolutely recommend to all businesses when it comes to SEO is that you use video. Okay, video continues to just grow off the charts in terms of its use by consumers and its prevalence in the search engines. And you can see that video attracts eyeballs much more than text. Okay, you can see this is a Google search result page for how to make a pizza. And you can see that that bright white glow or yellow glow, that's where eyes are looking. This is an eye tracking chart. That's where people's eyes are looking. And the reason that they're looking there is there's two images right there. Those images are images from videos that Google found, and it presents those little images in the search results, and people's eyes are naturally drawn to those. We're naturally drawn to images more than we are text in almost all cases. So video gives you a distinct advantage in the search engines. In fact, if you look here, video search results have a 41% higher click-through rate than plain text. 90%, it's predicted that 90% of 2014 web traffic will be video. As I said, video continues to just grow through the roof. It's amazing. And video is 50 times more likely to get organic page rank or SEO rank in Google than plain text results. Okay? Google loves video. Google bought YouTube. And they know that people are interacting with video more and more, and so they are more inclined to show video in their search results. Every business should be creating video, and every business has the ability to create compelling video for their audience. I like to share this example, real-world example from vernfonk.com. This is an insurance agency up in Washington State. And this guy is a marketing genius. He creates these just outlandish videos and shares them around YouTube, shares them on his site. And he has this saying called honk for fonk. And he literally has entire communities honking their cars as they drive by his locations. And you can see he has almost 20 locations in Washington State. This is a very, very tough industry. And he's found a way to almost completely dominate his local markets by using creative videos, running them on YouTube, running them on his website, and even now running them as TV commercials in his local markets. We can all learn from his videos. Now, like I said, they're pretty wild, and it's not to say that you have to be this wild, but I think we can all agree that insurance is a pretty boring business, and he's taken that business and made it into something that's a lot of fun. And one of the things that I hear from people all the time when we start talking about videos, oh, I don't have anything interesting to share in video. Well, look, if Vern Fonk can do it with insurance products, you can do it with your products as well. So go check out vernfonk.com after this presentation, and you can see what he's doing there in his marketplace is absolutely brilliant. You can see this video here has almost 100,000 views. 100,000 views for insurance in the Washington area. So it's pretty amazing stuff. All right, let's move on now to getting more people to see your business using social media. I'm going to focus on Facebook right now. There's obviously all kinds of social media strategies and tactics, but Facebook, I think is probably the biggest opportunity for most small businesses, so we're going to go ahead and focus there. There's two ways to attract followers on Facebook, organically and through paid advertising. Okay, so organically means that you are, building relationships through the social network, maybe getting your content shared through the social network, and then of course paid advertising means you're running paid ads on the on Facebook. So let's go ahead and talk about how to build organically in Facebook. First things first, you need to build a good fan page. And I say a good one because this really is your real estate inside of Facebook. It's your opportunity to show off your brand and show off your business. And just like your website, you want to put your best foot forward. This is the fan page of Coca-Cola, a brand we all recognize. You can see they actually have just short of 56 million likes on their Facebook page. I mean, that's just incredible. But one important thing to point out here is that they've done a really nice job of using a big, nice set of images on the top of their Facebook page here, and that's absolutely what we should all be doing. Your Facebook page has been designed by Facebook to have this huge image up at top because, again, Facebook knows that people are very visually oriented and they're attracted to the images. So find a very, very nice, high-quality image to put on your Facebook fan page, but absolutely make sure that your business has a fan page. All right, step number 2 is you want to create Facebook apps on this fan page. And you can see here again the Coca-Cola Facebook page, and I circled what are known as the apps on Facebook. And I don't know necessarily why they're called apps. And you've probably seen these many times and didn't realize they were called apps, but just below the main image there on a fan page, you'll see these little boxes, and you can see they're labeled photos, likes, home, videos, and you can see there's a little drop down menu to the right there where there's 8 more of those. So you can build these different apps inside of Facebook that these are great ways of bringing people off of your main page and getting them to take action on something specific on your page. So as an example here, you see the Coca-Cola ones. If you click through to one of these on Coca-Cola, you can see that what they have here is a song available from an artist and a little campaign going on here where you can win tickets to go to American Idol. Okay, so what they're doing here is they're using this app to bring people further into their Facebook experience, to engage with them, to give something to reward them and incentivize them to stay, to incentivize them to click the like button on the Coke page, and to hopefully then create a more long-term relationship with this visitor. And that's exactly what you want to use these apps for. And there's tons of creative ways that every business can use these apps to create more engagement with the visitors to their Facebook page. All right, and then a third option that I think that just about every small business should consider is creating a Facebook group. Okay, you can see here a group. I circled over on the left-hand side. This is a business networking group that somebody put together. It's an open group, which means that anybody can join. And you can see over on the right-hand side, they have 1,711 members. This is a great way. Creating a group like this is a great way to establish some kind of leadership and authority in a given market, and create a community around you where you have the opportunity to interact with that community. So this can be used in a variety of ways, right? People are creating Facebook groups for all kinds of things. Like I said, this is a business networking group, but groups will form around all kinds of interests, all kinds of hobbies, things like that. So there's just so many creative ways that you can use these Facebook groups, and I encourage you to look around in Facebook and see the way that other businesses or other people are using these groups to market online. It can be a really, really valuable way for you to, again, establish some leadership and authority and grow your business. So the key to organic social media is really to make sure that you add value, okay? Just like your social interactions in the offline world, the people out there are attracted to you if you are offering value to them. If you're contributing something to their life, then they are attracted to you. Same goes for social media. Okay, you don't want it to be a situation where people feel like they're being bombarded by your marketing. Instead, they want to feel like you are adding value to them, and that will keep them attracted to you. So offer value for the people that like your page. Give them some sort of incentive, some sort of reward for doing so. Create offers specifically for your fans. So if they're fans of your page, maybe give them a 10% discount or a 2-for-1 deal or something like that, that those that are not your fans don't get. Okay? And use Facebook groups to build that brand loyalty. Okay? And then you can use those groups to send people to your fan page, because lots of people will end up in that group without actually having made it to your page, because those groups can be found within Facebook, even if they don't know who you are and who your brand is. So you can take people from that group and move them to your page and make them fans of your brand and your page. Okay, but the key is, again, with organic social media, it's to add value. All right, so next let's talk about getting more people to see your business using pay-per-click advertising. Now, I mentioned that you can do pay-per-click inside of Facebook, and of course Google AdWords, Yahoo Marketing Solution, the Microsoft Advertising Ad Center. Really, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of pay-per-click advertising options out there now available to you, but these are, of course, the biggies. So what is pay-per-click advertising? Why is it so compelling? Well, pay-per-click advertising was when ads appear near relevant search results in the search engines, or when they're presented to targeted demographics in something like Facebook, right? So in Facebook, people aren't necessarily searching, so you are presenting ads to people based on who they are, where they live, what their interests are, things like that. You only pay when somebody clicks, so that's a nice thing. You can put ads out there and have them be visible and have your brand be visible, but not have to pay unless somebody clicks on it. Now, of course, the objective is ultimately to get somebody to click on it and take action on whatever your offer is. Pretty cool. Google Economic Impact Report statistic here that businesses make an average of $2 in revenue for every dollar they spend in pay-per-click. So it really is a great revenue generator. Now, There are some tricks, some secrets, some strategies to pay-per-click advertising, of course. So just some key things to be aware of. Ads are much more likely to perform better when you target them to smaller specific groups of people, right? Because then you can make sure that your ad is really, really speaking to the specific needs or wants or interests of a particular audience instead of just being kind of a broad general message to everybody. Display ads, which are the banner ads or image ads that you see out there, you want to display those ads to the people who are most likely to be interested in your product or service, right? So, and that goes for text ads or display ads, but you want to just make sure that you are using all of your targeting options to make sure that those go to the people who have the best chance of being interested in your products or services, and seem like the people who are your ideal customer. And then when you're doing that specific targeting, then you want to customize your message in your ad and customize the images that you're using and things like that to make sure that it's most appealing to that very specific audience that you're trying to reach. Now the cool thing is with pay-per-click advertising, you can get very precise targeting. The targeting is different in the various advertising platforms. I mean, Facebook has absolutely amazing targeting, whereas Google would be a little less so, but still very robust. But you can target on locations, age, birthday, education, connections, demographics, psychographics, right? Their interests, their relationship status. It really is amazing how precise you can get. And that precision equals efficiency, and that's why pay-per-click advertising is a really cost-efficient and valuable form of advertising for just about any business, because you can control how much you spend by making sure that you are only advertising to the very specific group that you're trying to reach, as opposed to more mass media advertising in print or on television or radio, where you really are blasting to the mass market. With pay-per-click, you can really focus on that specific audience, which means that dollar for dollar, you have a very, very relevant message, and you're being very efficient with each dollar spent. So absolutely every business should consider pay-per-click advertising. All right, so that's how to reach more customers and get more customers. All right, we covered SEO, social media, and pay-per-click there. Now, let's talk about strategy number 2. That now that you have customers, the key is to maximize that lifetime value of their customers. You want to get them to spend more money with you over time and during that initial transaction with you, so that you can recover as much of those marketing costs as possible and make that customer as profitable as possible. So let's talk about that. The most famous upsell or cross-sell out there is, do you want fries with that order, or would you like to supersize that order, right? McDonald's made that very famous, 25 years ago or so now when they first rolled that out. Supersizing, of course, has since become controversial because of the number of calories and, unfortunately the bulge to the waistline that it's added to so many people. However, it was a brilliant marketing strategy that every business should learn from, because it added so much profitability to the bottom line of McDonald's, where somebody was coming in and spending an average of $4, now they were coming in and spending $5 because they were either upselling or cross-selling additional products to those consumers as they were buying. So that should be the objective of every business, right? You want to look for products that you can either bundle and offer at a perceived discount, even though the person is actually spending more with you, or offer greater versions of their existing purchase, right? That's the supersize, right? Well, you got the fries, would you like the supersize fries? Every business has an opportunity to do this at their business, and it's just a matter of really carefully thinking through those options and planning out those options. And that's the idea. You want to make this a system. You don't want to make it something that just happens every once in a while by chance that a customer decides to, purchase another product or another service. You want to make it a system where you are systematically offering the right products and services at the right time to try to get people to spend more. And you want to design that sales funnel or that product funnel that automatically, ideally, moves somebody from one purchase to the next, okay? And you want to first do this right at that initial point of purchase, right when somebody comes in. Again, thinking about McDonald's, I've come in, I've purchased my cheeseburger. Right there on the spot, they are going to offer me to get something else with that cheeseburger. Would I like fries? Would I like a drink? Would I like a dessert? Okay? They're doing it right at that initial point of purchase because they know that that is when I am most likely to continue adding to my initial purchase. Now, this happens in all kinds of businesses. It's not just fast food, right? Look around you and you'll see it everywhere. You can see a good example here. This is on the Office Depot website. And if somebody goes to purchase a printer here, you see down below circled in yellow that I can get an additional warranty for my printer. You can see on the right-hand side in yellow again that they will also present to me other products that other people purchased that are more expensive than the one I'm currently looking at, right? So I'm looking at a $149 product, and over on the right they're presenting me a $229 product to maybe catch my eye and move me to that. And then up above you can see circled in yellow ink and toner and paper, right? These are other things that they're going to present to me because, of course, if I'm getting a printer, I need ink and toner and paper. So Office Depot is doing a very nice job here of making sure that they are presenting me with all of the options that I may want associated with this initial purchase to increase the value of the transaction that's going to happen right here and right now. And again, every business has this opportunity. So look for logical ways at your business to either increase or extend the benefit of the original purchase. That's why I like to think about it. What can I do to increase the benefits of this original purchase, right? That's the supersize. Or extend the benefit of the original purchase, which may be, depending on what kind of business you're in, it could be that you're offering some sort of service, over time, that it's a recurring purchase. It could be that you're introducing me to just some additional products that are related, and again, extending that original benefit that I was receiving from my first purchase option. Okay? Now, another smart thing to think about here is offering a downsell option. Not everybody's going to buy the higher price thing that you present them with. Offering a step down from that is often a great way to get that initial purchase to happen. Okay, so you'll see this in all kinds of businesses. Again, I go to make a purchase for $10, and somebody presents to me an option to get the premium version for $25. I say no, and they say, well, no problem. Well, we also have this $15 version that doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the $25 version, but it's better than the $10 version you were originally after. That's a downsell. I said no to the original upsell. Now they're presenting me with a downsell option. And again, many people will take that option. So look for these options and strategically plan them. Another fantastic thing to strategize is at your business, how can you create recurring revenue products and services? Okay, and again, just about every business has the ability to do this. I've seen pizza shops that sell memberships to their pizza shops to get a pizza delivered on a regular basis. So you get a discount for signing up as a member, and you get a pizza delivered to you every month at a minimum, but then if you order more pizzas from them, you also get a discount. So they've created a recurring revenue option at their business. Just about every business can do this type of thing. All right? And then most important here, and something that most businesses just completely fail at nowadays, which is just tragic, is follow up with your customers after they leave. Okay, follow up with them. Just because they've just bought the one product or service from you today doesn't mean they're done buying from you. Okay, follow up with them and present them more options to buy from you. Don't let them forget about you and wander off to one of your competitors. All right? Which brings me to strategy number 3. Follow up with your customers and get them to buy more often. Okay, I use that pizza shop example, right? Maybe a normal customer only buys once every 2 months, right? By having that membership option and by doing good follow-up, now they're getting somebody to buy pizza from them as often as once a month or maybe even more. Okay, so look for opportunities to follow up to get them to buy more often. It's been statistically proven that most people do not buy as frequently as they would, just because they simply forget about the option. Okay, and because they've forgotten about your business, they go off and they wander away and buy from somebody else. You want to remind those people that you're there and give them the opportunity to buy from you more often. All right, so following up with your customers is key. The majority of customer value comes after that initial purchase in almost all businesses. So once they've made that first purchase, you want to continue to follow up with them to capture those purchases down the road. And I think there's just lots of very simple ways to do this that most businesses have forgotten about. Sending a good old thank you note in the mail, right? A handwritten note. It's amazing. Brooks Brothers Clothing still does this. Nordstrom still does this. I actually received a handwritten thank you note from somebody at American Express after activating my business card recently. That goes a long way. It's kind of old-fashioned and something that most people don't take the time to do anymore. And it can really go a long way in creating, some rapport with your customers. Sending out birthday cards and holiday cards and gifts to your customers. Recognizing their anniversary of when they became a customer with you, right, is another great way to reach out to people. Doing customer appreciation offers, right? Different businesses will have like customer appreciation days, where they'll have some sort of event and invite their customers in for an appreciation day where they'll have, free gifts and prizes and food and things like that just to celebrate and thank their customers. And then share with a friend referral offers, right? Sending a referral offer to somebody in the mail that says, hey, we hope you enjoyed your experience at our business recently. Here's the coupon to bring in a friend and enjoy, another visit on us, right? A 2-for-1 special type of thing. All of these things are very simple strategies, but incredibly effective strategies or tactics that you can be using at your business, really no matter what industry you're in. Now, I'm going to talk about one very specific tactic that's powerful for a lot of businesses that we work with these days, and that is good old text messaging or SMS messaging. So these are the messages that you get on your phone, right? SMS works like gangbusters. Why is that? Well, people are glued to their phones, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I can hardly go a minute without having my phone, accessible and making sure, that I'm available, for somebody to reach me. People carry their phones with them everywhere, so you can reach them no matter where they're at, which is amazing. SMS is still a fresh kind of untapped resource for marketing as well. Like, it's amazing. There are 320 billion emails sent on a daily basis now, and 72% of those are spam, right? So people are just getting overloaded by email and other forms of marketing, including print. So SMS is still kind of fresh. You don't receive 100 text messages every day on your phone, unless you happen to be maybe a 15-year-old teenager listening to this presentation, because that's probably about what they do is 100 a day. But most people, and certainly most business people, do not. So it's still kind of it's not saturated. It's not overrun with that junk mail and spam. So it really is an incredibly effective marketing tool. In fact, you look at this, 96% of all SMS marketing texts are opened by their recipients. That's compared to somewhere around 6% for email. So it's really no comparison. And 95 to 98% of text messages are read within 4 minutes of receipt. Right? You hear that ding on your phone, or it buzzes, however you have your phone set. You check it right away, right? You don't let those things just sit. So it's incredibly powerful that you can reach people and get that kind of responsiveness. All right, so big takeaways from the presentation today that I hope you got out of this is that business growth only requires you to focus on just a few key things, okay? It can be overwhelming to think of all of the different marketing strategies and all of the different marketing vehicles that are out there presented to us today to grow our business. And because of that overwhelm, what I find is that the majority of my clients, before they've worked with us, get paralyzed by that overwhelm. They don't know where to start. They feel like they're going to waste too much money. They feel like they don't know the strategies. They don't have the knowledge that they need to be successful. But when you boil everything down to just 3 simple strategies, get more customers, get each of them to spend more on average with you through effective upselling, cross-selling, and reselling, and then get them to buy more often by staying in touch and reminding them that you're here to serve them. If you focus on those 3 key strategies, you will consistently drive growth at your business. Okay? I hope that being able to focus just on those 3 things is clarifying for you, and that perhaps it makes it simpler for you to find the most important strategies and tactics to use at your business. All right, now I'm going to open it up to some questions. I have seen a few of them come in here. So let me go ahead and run through a few of these, and certainly if you have any more, go ahead and type them in. And again, if I don't get to them right now, we will get back to you here shortly and make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. All right, so let's see here. Jim says that the presentation focused a lot, pretty much exclusively, I guess, on online solutions. And are you saying that this is the only way that we should now market our businesses is online? No, Jim, I definitely don't think that that is the case. There are lots of different marketing vehicles that are effective. Direct mail is still very effective. Radio can be very effective. Print can be very effective. It really depends on the type of business that you have, the audience that you're trying to reach, and of course the budget that you have to work with, because print and radio and television can be much, much more expensive than the marketing online. So I deal exclusively with small businesses, and what I find is that the majority of my customers do have limited budgets, and based on those budgets, I can design very effective marketing solutions to reach their audience and achieve their goals. And I can do that online more effectively than I can with more traditional marketing methods. Now, that is not always the case. So I do not believe that you should just be looking exclusively online. But I do think that in the majority of cases for small businesses, if you are not taking advantage of everything that you should be online, then you're probably throwing money away by using it on more expensive, on other more expensive advertising and marketing methods. Okay? Let's see here. Kathy says, we are in a professional practice, a law firm, and so SMS doesn't make sense for us, but we do want to do a better job of following up with our clients and reminding them of the various services that we can provide as their legal counsel. What are other options that we can pursue? That's a great question, Kathy. Yeah, so not every marketing tactic or specific marketing technology will be effective for all types of businesses. So in the case of a professional practice like yours, yeah, SMS is not appropriate. You're not going to be sending marketing text messages to your clients. That certainly wouldn't make sense. So for you, I would recommend an email newsletter, and if you can manage it in terms of cost and just the time invested to get it done, a print newsletter. Most, I can tell you that the law firms that I've dealt with, the far majority of them have not been effective at keeping in touch to continue to earn my business, and it's just silly. I mean, a legal client is worth so much money. If you just use a simple newsletter via email and or print to keep in touch with your clients and remind them of the various services that you can provide, the challenges that they're facing that you can help them with, you can certainly drive more repeat business from those clients and get them engaged with you more frequently. So yeah, Kathy, I think as a law firm, and certainly anybody out there that's listening that's got a professional practice, an accounting firm, things like that, newsletters, both in email format and print format, are a very effective way of keeping in touch and driving repeat business. All right, let's see here. We've got a Ginevra. I hope I'm saying that right. Ginevra. I think that's an Italian name. Says, we own a restaurant. What specific tactics are most important for us? That's a great question. And actually I've got a fair amount of experience with restaurants, so I think I can answer this pretty well for you. So with restaurants, and actually with just about any retail type of business today, there are certain factors that are becoming very, very important in your marketing, and they've been very important, but they're becoming more important here going forward. So the first is reputation, right? It's never been easier for a consumer to look up online using their computer or their smartphone or whatever it is and find out what other consumers think about your restaurant, right? So I can go to Yelp, I can go to Google Local, I can go to any number of review sites, Zagat, there's a ton of them, and see how your food is rated, how the environment of your restaurant is rated, from hundreds or even thousands of past customers. So it's making it very easy for me to find out if I even want to bother going to your restaurant before I go, which that used to be difficult, back in the good old days, where you didn't have such easy access to that kind of information. So managing your reputation is incredibly important. And, there are services that, you can invest in that can help you, and specific tactics you can invest in that can help you manage that reputation effectively. So putting in good systems to make sure that you're capturing positive reviews from happy customers, and getting those reviews shared online is absolutely critical for your business going forward. Any restaurant that is not proactively doing that is just honestly just messing up. So the other thing is local optimization. What I mean by that is that in Google and other search engines now, there are more of the national results. So like, let's just say you're searching for the best winter coat, okay, just as an example. Well, Google is going to bring results about winter coats for you no matter where those winter coats are being sold or who they're being sold by, right? It doesn't matter. You just want the winter coat. It doesn't matter if it's being sold and shipped to you from China or from Washington State or from Denver, Colorado. Versus local results, if I'm searching for a restaurant, I'm typically searching for a restaurant right by me right now, right? So Google and other search engines now incorporate local results differently than they do those national results. So you've really got to optimize your website to make sure that you're showing up to those local searchers, okay? And a big factor in that is mobile searches, okay? More and more searches are happening now on mobile phones. It's a huge growing trend that we all have these neat smartphones and Kindles and iPads and things like that. So we're doing searches for things not while we're sitting at our PC at work, but while we're out walking around or while we're driving in our cars. So when I'm searching on a mobile phone, I need a mobile optimized website to show up on my phone or it looks like a mess. Okay, if you haven't mobile optimized your website, it will look like a mess on their phone and they'll get frustrated and they'll go to a business that has a mobile optimized site because then they can get the phone number and the address and driving directions and hours of operations that they were looking for. So you've got to make sure you have a mobile optimized site and that you're doing your best to make sure that that shows up in those local search results. Okay? And then finally, I'd say for a restaurant like yours, SMS, text messaging is absolutely critical. It's been proven over and over again that restaurants in particular can drive repeat business using text messaging, in just an amazing way. I mean, you can send out coupons to drive people back in. You can send out a notice that you're having a special happy hour, from 4 to 5 today, where it's 2-for-1 drinks or whatever, and drive people back in. It's incredibly effective. So you've really got to be taking advantage of SMS. So I hope that helps you, Ginevra. Those are some tips for restaurants. I think that those are the most important factors for restaurants going forward. So certainly some things you want to invest in there. All right, we're getting close here, real close to an hour. So I will go ahead and wrap this up. There are some more questions that came in, and I will get back to you, or somebody on my team will get back to you personally to answer those. Now, obviously, you may be wondering, I've spoken, we have marketing services for small businesses. My message today, explosive business growth, no matter what industry you're in, does not happen by accident. It happens by putting in thoughtful marketing systems to get the most out of your business and reach your full growth potential. And that's what we do. We help businesses implement proven marketing systems to help you leverage those 3 keys to explosive business growth. Okay? If this is a topic that you're interested in, if you know perhaps that your business could be doing better, that you could be growing faster, that you could be making more effective use of marketing at your business, we'd love to help you. It may not be a fit. It may be a fit, so this is not a high pressure pitch. But if you think it's something that you'd like to have a conversation about, we'd love to introduce ourselves and talk to you a little bit more about what we can do. So please do get in touch. You can see our contact information is right here surrounding this presentation. So please do reach out and get in touch, and we'd love to hear from you and see if there's a way that we can serve you and help you grow your business faster than you ever have before in the next year. All right, thank you very much for your time and attention today. I appreciate it. We will follow up again on any unanswered questions and also get you a recording of this presentation here very soon. Thanks again. Take care.